Once again, we are still looking at the importance of insurance in buffering a business against risks, the many risks that businesses grapple with every now and then. And we're again tracking the history of this industry in Uganda and how they've been able to support many businesses that sit within the services sector, but also the trade in goods.
A number of other insurance policies today exist, and these include fire, burglary, motor vehicle insurance, health and life assurance. All these policies serve varying purposes. While some are purely risk covers, others go beyond that and touch the savings space.
For life insurance, way back when I was saving, when I had that policy, I was paying 100,000 per month. 100,000 per month. Per child. I was paying for 2 children, the young ones, I was paying 100,000 per month. And I had signed up for 12 years for each one of them. And then that started way back in 2010, and when it matured, I was paid the money. I am still alive. Some people insure because they may get, death is actually normal. Anyone can die. So if you die before the 12 years, then you are sure that your child will continue with education. I was lucky that the 12 years passed, and I just had to get that money as a lump sum.
These policies can be purchased directly from an insurance company or through intermediaries. Better still today, one can also buy insurance through digital channels as more players embrace more innovative service deliverers platforms to ease access of the service. But there is also the option of buying a policy through your bank under the bank assurance arrangement. Of paramount importance, however, is the fact that whenever money is spent, it should ideally be in exchange for value, which begs the question: what value does one get in buying an insurance policy?
When I was in school, I used to hear people having medical insurance. I didn't really understand what it meant. But in 2010, I opted to join medical insurance, and I can tell you I've never looked back. Me and my family have enjoyed medical insurance for that long period. My child you see over here was paid for by medical insurance. I'm an ordinary Ugandan, and I went to Kampala Hospital, had the best services, and everything was paid for. I left the hospital a happy mother with my normal child and went back home.
Uganda is ranked highly in entrepreneurship, but also in the mortality or death rate for businesses. While several factors are blamed for this, one cannot underrate the poor risk management by some businesses. Those with foresight have, however, embraced mitigating covers like insurance.
In 2018, my restaurant caught fire. By the time I reached the premises, everything had been reduced to ashes. But the good thing is that I had insured my business, I had insured my restaurant, and I straight away got in touch with my insurer, who responded by sending their team to come and do a verification. They came, looked around, they did their investigation, and after about a week, the report was out, and I was recommended for compensation. The insurer compensated some very good amount of money, which I may not disclose, but which enabled me to really put up something new. I opened up another restaurant, of course in a different area, but within Seg2, and that was around at the beginning of 2019. Now, my restaurant has grown in that I've been able to even open up another business. I operate a bar around Zana, along NTV Road, and this bar came as a result of the growth of my business, my restaurant business. I want to call upon my fellow business people, my fellow Ugandans, to embrace insurance. Sometimes when you talk to somebody about insurance, say, you are just wasting money. Why should I put money? Why should I pay money that I know that will never, I will never benefit? But the fact is, you will never know that it will benefit, not until you get a problem.
Some vagaries that businesses are exposed to are man-made and premeditated, making it hard for businesses to mitigate against them on their own.
Way back, we were closed down due to COVID-19. We couldn't work anymore. Artists didn't have money since the economy was down. And since our studio was locked for quite a long time, certain individuals came and broke in forcefully, They put the door out, Some of our equipment was destroyed, some was taken. And, it was kind of a problem because we didn't know where to begin from. The economy had shut down. We didn't have capital to buy these things. We went to our insurer, and our insurer helped us refund everything we had lost. When the economy had to resume, we also resumed like other businesses. We are working. You may take up the same insurance policy, go to any insurance company out there. They will take you into their insurance, different policies, and subscribe to this burglary insurance policy. For us, we are still running our business uninterrupted because we got a very good compensation.
There seems to be consensus that moving from one place to another, especially on the road, comes with its fair share of risk, looking at the number of accidents that happen every day. In Uganda, besides the mandatory third-party policy, there are more options such as the Motor Comprehensive Policy, which offers more benefits.
My name is Teddy Sanyu. I live in Namgongo. One afternoon, it was a Saturday afternoon, I was coming from the farm actually, as in my RAV4, that was my first car. And there's a steep slope. And when you're driving at the slope, you're at a high speed. So a big goat with huge horns from nowhere happened to cross the road. I thought quickly, I'm not going to stop because instant stopping meant hurting the people in the car. So what I did, I just hit it and had to stop ahead. Yeah. I decided to calm down and called my insurer, and they took me through the claims process, sent me a form, of course not at that time, but later on, sent me a form to fill, a claim form, explained what exactly happened, and within at least 1 week, my car was taken to the garage, of course the garage of my own choice, and it was worked on and back on the road.
In today's dynamic and fairly challenging social and business environment, and indeed one where social strings seem to be breaking and can rarely be counted on for support in times of need, having an insurance policy is considered prudent thinking bordering on necessity.
The insurance industry really has supported and do continue to support the private sector. And the support manifests itself in many ways. One, and fundamentally so, is that insurance is there to protect people, their business, and in case of any loss, they are supposed to be reinstated to the positions they enjoyed prior to the loss or any destruction. Insurance has over the years provided that protection. Close to 600 billion, which is about 50% of the underwritten premiums, has been paid back to those people who have suffered losses. That means those businesses, if they didn't have insurance, they would never come back to life. I want also to tell the pessimist that insurance is inevitable for all of us, because just examine the economies which have managed to grow. Insurance is put as a first priority. For us who are growing, we decided to make it as a last priority or as a luxury. I want to confirm once again, insurance is not luxury, but a must-have.
It is therefore not surprising that today over 2.4 million people in corporate organizations have insurance covers. To the regulator, that and fact that the industry has seen a steady growth trajectory over the past 10 years, having expanded by over 15% in 2022, attests to the strong public belief in insurance. These are also fruits of sound supervision, regulation, and administration in affirmation of the Insurance Regulatory Authority's commitment to protect the interest of the insured.
In our tech segment today, we are looking at how you can monetize your creations. We understand that there are many developers, application developers, or some are calling them startups, that struggle to actually make the transition from making these good creations into making actual money. And in this segment, we're picking the experience of one of the hubs in South Africa and how they are hand-holding players in this space to make money. Uganda has many startups, however few have managed to make the transition and monetize their creations. Most of these startups normally start with high costs and limited revenue, which is why they look for capital from a variety of sources, such as venture capitalists or at times outright buyers of their creations. According to pundits, the best way is to build bridges with enabling entities.
With monetization, our approach is now on collaboration. So we don't really promote a startup to focus mainly on money, but mainly to focus on being confident with the services that they're trying to offer. And obviously we promote like a lot of collaborative efforts through like our networking sessions.
According to one of the innovation hubs based in Cape Town, South Africa, that supports startups, hand-holding a startup is a journey that takes a creator across several steps.
So our program is divided into about 5 segments. The first segment is bootcamp. It's more like an intro to how to start a business and all that. And then after that, there are forum sessions. Forum sessions, we break like a cohort into smaller groups and then allocate them some coaches to coach them. After that, there is student consulting. Student consulting, we know that a person, even if you came to us with an idea, you have a picture now of how you want your business to look. So students will come in, work with you, and then just document your business, profile it, and then also potentially build some websites for you and some logos for you just to formalize your business. So that's the student consulting part. Then comes networking, right? We promote, like we have web shops, we have other events that we are hosting with other organizations just to promote people to talk about their businesses and exchange and network. And then after that, we evaluate the businesses. So we offer our 10-month program. At the end, 2 months down the line, before the end, we evaluate on which businesses are ready for funding or which ones do continue supporting through forums and networking.
So while many startups tend to focus on monetization, experts assert that emphasis should be invested in having platforms that help them build collaborations and networking. At times, some of these creations are already existent or at development stage somewhere. Well, that brings us to the end of this week's edition of Money and Market. Thank you for being part of the show. Now, for any questions, comments, or suggestions, don't hesitate to drop us a line on the address on your screen. We'd like to keep the conversation going. Like we always say, businesses are going concern. So let's keep this going.